Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the OKTAGON 55 post-fight press conference. The official language of this press conference is German, but we will translate for you if you need. So it was our first time in Stuttgart tonight, another new German city, and yet again made to feel incredibly welcome, so thank you, Stuttgart. I'm joined by many of the fighters who are on the preliminary card tonight, so if you've got any questions, please raise your hand, and we'll get a microphone straight over to you.
Julian, MOM, direkt die erste Frage an Eon. Erstmal Glückwunsch zum Sieg. Aus dem Kampf von Chepo.
Congratulations on your win.
Gesehen, du bist ein Stand-and-Bang-Kämpfer. Was hast du geändert jetzt zum
You
Kampf?
fought
Erzähl uns ein bisschen
Chepo.
über deinen Gameplan.
And we saw your striking back then, but what has changed since then?
Polivka. La un moment mi s-a traumat adversarul, mi s-a schimbat, da? Tot respectul față de adversar. Lupta cu Cepo care am avut în Bratislava, am avut foarte puțin timp de pregătire subtil. El este un adversar experimentat cu dublu meciuri ca mine, dar eu vreau să fiu campion în organizația OKTAGON și eu vreau să-l câștig pe Cepo. Adică vreau să mă răzbun pe el.
Last time this time I prepared for Polivka, then my opponent changed. All power to him and all respect to my opponent for taking the fight short notice. And I actually prepared for Polivka, not for my current opponent. In Bratislava, with Cepo, I didn't really have that much of a preparation. Cepo is a very experienced opponent. He had 2 times more fights as I did. But yeah, in OKTAGON, I want to be the champion and I need to get my revenge on Cepo.
Ja, dann direkt auch die nächste Frage. Der Rückkampf gegen Cepo oder hast du irgendeinen anderen Namen im Kopf?
The next question. The rematch with Cepo. Are there any other names in your head?
În organizația OKTAGON. Apoi vreau să lupt într-adevăr cu Cepo.
I first want to get some fights in here in OKTAGON and then I want to fight Cepo.
Frage auch direkt an den Gegner Avramovic. Ja, was war der Grund dafür, dass der Kampf abgebrochen worden ist? Weil du hast dich ja aufgegeben, nicht zurückgekommen in den Kampf. Was war der Grund?
Why did you give up, Avramovic? Why didn't you come back and fight?
Ein privater Grund, der mich fast dazu gebracht hätte, gestern noch abzureisen.
For my own reasons,
Ich habe mich entschieden, den Kampf trotzdem zu
I
machen.
was about to even travel back home because of a family situation, and that's what made me give up.
Und besser zurückkommen.
Dann erstmal natürlich herzliches Beileid.
But once I take care of the situation, I'll be doing better.
Man hat gesehen, es ist nicht so
Question
schön,
for
Stand and Bang
Diega
und Swing.
Shika.
Erzähl mal trotzdem ein bisschen über deinen Gameplan, weil man weiß von
We could see that it wasn't
stark am Boden.
easy for you tonight, but could you tell us anything about your game plan tonight? We know you're a strong grappler, but it still wasn't easy for you.
Ein bisschen angekotzt, weil jeder den so groß geredet hat, wieder sein Grappling. Ich habe vergessen, ich bin auch Black Belt in BJJ.
It's hard because I was expecting grappling.
Vor seinen Boden, wenn ich zu Boden gegangen
I'm great at BJJ. I'm a jiu-jitsu fighter. I'm not afraid of being on the ground. But of course,
wusste, im Striking wird
submissions can happen. I can be submitted, or I can submit someone.
mir nicht lange stehen können und wenn ich ihn treffe, dass fallen wird. Und ich brauche der Gameplan, dass ich
I knew that if I hit him, we'd fall down. But God wanted me to win tonight, and so I did.
Ich weiß, vielleicht war es der Winkel. Es sah aus wie nach
We saw a video earlier tonight,
Da kannst du da ein bisschen mehr erzählen.
and it looked like you got a hit to the head. Do you have anything to add?
das Gleiche machen, den zweiten Kick, hinten deine
During the warm-up,
oder eine Overhand und dass ich darüber die linke werfe und
I watched some previous fights.
mit der Overhand und meine auch nach oben.
I saw the overhand, and then that was it.
Jakub Barnik. Du hattest einen kurzfristigen
Question for Jakub Barnik.
Gegnerwechsel. Hast du
Shortly before your fight,
unterschätzt oder wie
your
hast du
opponent
ein bisschen deinen
changed.
Gameplan geändert? Weil,
Do you
oder
think
hast du
you
ihn
may
auch
have
stärker
underestimated
als du erwartet
Nashant?
hast?
Or would your game plan change if you were to do this again? Was he stronger than you expected?
Se zmenil asi 4 soupeř na ten turnaj a gameplan na soupeře byl na to málo
As
času,
far
že
as the
jsem
game
mal
plan
uvěřil.
of my
Soupeř byl
opponent,
těžší
I
než
just
já.
had
Já jsem
too little time,
79 kilo.
and he was heavier than me.
Změnil gameplan.
I don't know if my game plan would have changed. I would have I would have done a stand-up fight for sure.
Eine Frage an Jorik Montagnac. Jorik, herzlichen Glückwunsch. Zum
Question
Sieg.
for Jurek
Das
Montagnac.
heute gegen Sebastian
Congratulations
Heineke.
for your win.
Was wusstest du von deinem Gegner Und gibt es etwas, womit dich überrascht hat?
You fought Sebastian. What did you know about him as an opponent, and did he surprise you in any way?
Oh, I wasn't surprised. Yeah, he did what he could do in order for him to survive into the octagon. That's the only thing he could do, like block me into the cage, not fighting really, but once I started to hit him, it was too strong for him.
Thank you. Danke. Nächste Frage an Wyatt Nishant. Wyatt, du hast heute vor ca. 13.000 Zuschauer
Question
gekämpft.
for
Ich glaube,
Nishant.
vor so viele Zuschauer hast du noch nie gekämpft. Wie hast du das?
You
Wie hast
fought
du
in
dich im
front of
Kampf
so
gefühlt?
many,
Und wie
so
hast
many
du im
watchers
Käfig
and
reagiert,
viewers.
auf einmal
How did
vor
you
so viele
feel?
Zuschauer und vor so
And
viele Augen zu
how did
stehen?
you react in the cage, being in such a broad audience?
خب اولتر از همه سلام به تمام کسایی که ما را بیننده هستند. ما اولین تجربه بود در این سازمان و احساس بسیار خوبی دارم که در همچین یک سازمان بزرگ مبارزه کردم و یک دستاورد خوبی گرفتم و ما مسلمان هستم که در رمضان مسابقه ما بدبختانه برگزار شد و بالاخره با سختی‌ها و تلاش‌های زیادی قبول کردم و بالاخره فایت خود انجام دادم.
Die sagen zuerst vielen Dank von alle und die hat gesagt,
First, I'd like to thank everybody.
ich bin sehr gutes Gefühl, weil ich habe
I feel good about tonight.
gegeben und obwohl ich war
I gave it my best shot.
war Ramadan, aber ich habe das
Of course, it's Ramadan. That means
nicht
something to me.
fasten und immer alle Mühe von diesen Kämpfen gegeben. Und
I did not keep up with the tradition, but I did try.
auch erfolgreich war.
Danke.
I'm
Eine
glad
Frage
that
an
tonight was a
meinen Freund Michael
success.
Digger. Glaubst du, hat das heute für Performance of the Night gereicht?
Question for Michael Degashek.
Ich hoffe mal, ja. Also ich glaube, der Adon hat auch einen schönen K.O. hingelegt. Aber meiner war auf jeden Fall cleaner. Also meiner war clean. Also ich hoffe mal, dass ich abends habe.
Man munkelt so, vielleicht kommt OKTAGON dieses Jahr nochmal in deine Heimatstadt München. Frage ich nicht, ob du dagegen kämpfen wollen würdest,
OKTAGON may make it
ob du
to
eventuell einen
Munich.
Wunschgegner hättest.
I'm not asking you if you want to fight there, but is there any opponent that you wish for, really?
Ich würde gerne den Lengal wieder kämpfen, weil in meinen Augen bin ich eindeutig der.
I'd like to fight Lengal. He's beat me,
Noch eine Frage an
so I'd
Jakub
like to fight him.
Jakub, du hast gesagt, du bist eine
Question
Gewichtsklasse
for
höher
Jakub
gegangen,
Bahnik.
also das Paket schwer 74
Jakub,
Kilogramm. Möchtest du
You said that you
70 Kilogramm
fought
kämpfen
in
und,
a higher
wann
weight
könnten wir
class.
dieser im Käfig sehen?
Would you like to fight in up to 70 kilos in the future?
Teď to byla výjimka. Jsem šel vyšší váhu.
This was really something that I don't do and don't plan on repeating in the
Ich habe zwei
future.
Fragen. Die erste Frage an Wahid Najat. Erstmal grandios zurückgekommen, aber du hattest
Question for Nashant.
zuvor sehr dominiert.
That was a grandiose
Heute bist du
comeback.
in der ersten und in der zweiten Runde.
You
überrascht
dominated
worden. Da waren
before.
signifikante Strikes dabei. Du hast ein bisschen gewackelt. Wie überraschend
Tonight we
war es
saw
für
a
dich
lot
und
of
was war deine
significant
Motivation
punches in the second round. How surprising was it for you? And what was your key to get your head back in the game?
خب هی اولین مسابقه ما در همچی یک سازمانی بود و من تشکری میکنم از شیف اکتاگون که برای ما یک چانس مهیا ساخت و بیایم با یکی از بهترین ها مبارزه کنم.
Er sagt ja, das war mein erstes Spiel in diesem Oktagon und ich bedanke mich
This was my first Octagon fight,
weil die hat mir Chance gegeben, dass ich
and I'd really like to thank the Octagon boss who gave me a chance to be
و
here
دیگه میخوایم که
and
بگویم
fight
که
Jakub.
برای ما سخت تمام شد. واقعیتش سخت بود. همچی یک فایت، همچی یک سازمانی و همچی یک جای کلانی که سطح بالایی برگزار شد این مسابقه و من تصور نمیکردم که همچی یک جایی ما بیایم و ما تمریناتم تمامش در افغانستان انجام دادیم و فایتایی را که کردیم زیادترش در افغانستان بوده.
Bei mir war viel schwer, weil ich am ersten Mal in diese
This was hard for me
habe ich diese Kämpfe gemacht,
because this was my first fight here in Octagon.
viele Bemühungen gegeben, weil meine Training war viele
And even though I gave it my best,
hier war viele und
و دیگه مدت
It was
بسیار
hard
کمی
for me
میشه که در
preparing.
دوشلند آمدیم و مو خاطر تمریناتم رای بسیار دشواری را تیر کردیم و بالاخره با یک ترینر تمرینات خود را پیش بردیم و تشکری میکنم از کوچ خود در فایت های بعدی و در مبارزات بعدی ما قوی تر برمیگردم و میخوایم که بهترین ها را بزنم.
Und er sagt, seit weniger Zeit, ich bin in Deutschland gekommen und bei mir war auch viel schwer in dieser Zeit. Aber ich habe
I
einen Trainer.
came to Germany and it was hard for me to get here, of course, but I have a great coach who I owe a great thanks to.
Starke Leute kämpfen.
In the future, I'd like to fight stronger opponents, of
Jakub,
course.
die zweite Frage. Wie stark hast
Another
du
question
Najat
for Jakub.
eingeschätzt? Denn du hattest, wie gesagt, deine Überraschungsmomente. Du hattest
How
ihn
well
zweimal wirklich ein bisschen
did you
angeklingelt, würde ich fast
really
sagen.
know what you were
Und
getting
was hat
into
dich
with
davon abgehalten am
Najat?
Ende oder was war ausschlaggebend dafür, dass es dann doch nicht komplett gereicht hat? Dass es dann am
You
Ende
really had two great shots at him tonight, but it wasn't enough. So did you
Tak viděl
underestimate
jsem, že byl
him?
určitě silový typ a nestačilo to, já to vidím úplně jináč, protože já si myslím, že první dvě kola šly určitě pro mě.
Actually, that's not how I see it. I think it was harder for him than me,
Každý to prostě ví.
and everybody knows.
A question for Michael Degashek. You mentioned wanting that 5,000 euro bonus for the performance. If you were to win that bonus, what would you do with the money?
First of all, I will pay a lot of taxes in Germany. I will pay the fucking taxes. And then I have like letters like this from the Finanzamt in Germany. I didn't open them. I came back from Spain. I opened my letter and stuff there, and it was really like this. I put everything in my car. I'm gonna open this and I'm gonna pay everything that I need to pay. So Germany gonna take everything.
And in the press conference yesterday, you and your opponent were very respectful to each other. You mentioned both wanting a bloody war, right? Obviously, the fight went 53 seconds. Were you anticipating being able to put him away that early?
First of all, I'm happy for it because I was injured. Normally, I should not fight. I could not work like for 2 weeks. So I'm really happy that I KO'd him really fast. Yeah, just it. I'm happy.
Just a couple for Yorick. Yorick, congratulations on a very, very good performance, especially in the first round. That's what I really want to touch on. You dropped him 3, maybe 4 times. Did you consciously think not to over-chase the finish, that it might be a 3-round fight, or just talk us through how you saw it going?
Actually, I'm still a young fighter. I only have like 7 fights pro. So if you look at my fight, every time I fight, I touch the guys. I knock them down. So what I want to make sure for the next fight is once I knock them down once, I just finish the job.
Yeah, great. And I thought you showed excellent composure. And just my last one for me to you is, with obviously Octagon's aggressive expansion in Europe, would you like to see them go to France at some point?
I would be so glad that the Octagon came to France, and I would love to be headlining an Octagon in France.
Thank you.
Do we have any more questions? No, looks good. Once again, everybody, thanks very much for coming. Give us a few minutes, and then Andre and Pavel are coming right up. Thank you.
The path he has walked through life has not been easy. From living with cystic fibrosis to overcoming cancer. His return and rise in MMA has already made him a champion of the people. The inspirational Aaron Abbey will once again look to become Octagon champion. He will have to face one of the best flyweights on the planet, a former Cage Warriors champion and a man who's already defeated Abbey in the cage. Samurai Greasy, who will leave Birmingham with Octagon gold. This is a fight that sees North versus South, Liverpool versus London, and this is for all the bragging rights. Shining star Shamrock is back.
I'm coming for everyone.
Versus the Ghost, Stefano Catacoli. Highly anticipated quarterfinals of the €1 million Tipsport Game Changer tournament.
And after I knock you out in round 1, I bounce a Jaffa cake off your coach's head. How about that?
The UK representative Akon Oneness takes on Swedish #1 Siraj. Irish Warrior Will Flurry against the dangerous #5 ranked DD Spore.
This moment electric.
The king of trash talk, Dennis the Menace Frimpong. The UK's biggest MMA prospect and the Octagon Challenge champion. And also featuring local talent from Birmingham's renowned Renegade Gym, Amari Deirdrick and Liam Etabar. April 20th, Octagon 56 in the Resorts World Arena in Birmingham. Get your tickets now at theticketfactory.com.
Good evening, everyone. On the press conference after Octagon 55, what an amazing tournament behind us. When Christian Jungwirth was telling to me and Andre multiple times, like, come to my time, let's make a tournament in Stuttgart, and you will see. We will sell the arena, and you will see the best fans. And I have to say that his words, and this city as well, that really we saw beautiful atmosphere, amazing fights of these heroes. Luckily, nobody is like seriously injured or end up in prison this time, in hospital. I'm sorry. Nobody's in prison and also in hospital, so that's good.
Okay, that's fine. I wanna thanks and also congrats to everyone. Crazy night, first one in Stuttgart, and Tip Sport performance of the night, €5,000 is going to Arian Topalay. This is the happy face, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you. But I think I deserve it.
I think also, but it's the, you know, it's not me.
Yes, but
it's not me, but I give you my...
But say to them thank you.
Yeah, welcome. You do 50-50?
No problem, no problem.
Yeah, because of what? Yeah. Just, you like him a lot.
Yes, I like his hair.
Yeah. Okay. So first question.
Hello, my name is Chester Denning Sport. For promoters, can you tell us the story of the announcement today of the Frankfurt Stadium fight night? The story behind the whole arena, the idea and the origins of that idea.
So yeah, the Eintracht Stadium is just one of the amazing venue right here in Germany, and we are right now 2.5 years on German soil, and we find here amazing fans, and the love that they are giving us, we are trying to give back, and making better and bigger tournaments to deliver bigger excitement and bigger platform, not just for fans to be entertained, but also for fighters to fight in front of the bigger and bigger crowds. We started in Festhalle, then we moved to Oberhausen, then we sold out the arena, the biggest one in Germany, Cologne. So we immediately know that, okay, now it's the time for a bigger move, the move bigger than ever. That's how we call this tournament. To go to football stadium and make something really epic, because we know that the fans here, they want to see it, they want to be entertained in this way. And we want to deliver this to our fighters. Like, now the German heroes can, and all other heroes from the OKTAGON roster can experience something what just very few people in their lives and sportsmen experience, to walk in front of the 55,000 people stadium and compete. So it's like ultimate dream of, I think, every sportsman and every fighter, not just in Germany, I believe in whole Europe. And now we know that Germany, it's the right time in Frankfurt, where we start, where it's kind of our home. So yeah, that's the story, and that's how we come up with this idea.
Yeah, you like the stadiums? Definitely. I don't know how to say it in English, but in Czech we say that svět patří bláznům.
The world belongs to the crazy ones.
Yeah.
The world belongs to the crazy ones.
And like Steve Jobs said, that people many times don't know what they want until you are not showing them. So I believe that everyone wants to be on MMA tournament in Germany, on football stadium. So now we are showing them that they really want it. So hopefully they will come. If not, it's going to be still fun to be on empty football stadium.
Yeah. On the table is obviously the Jung versus Ekelin fight. Could it be main event, or how big of a fight it could be there?
Could be, but we'll see. Like, Christian's got a fight in front of him, not easy one. You see that Robot tonight was a hell of an opponent. He was like every round, like at least the first 3 rounds, was like just about few shots more from Jungwirth's side. So it's not easy to deliver every night. So we have to wait until then. And this is definitely the fight everyone wants to see, that's for sure. So I would say like the time is almost to do it.
Pitt's obviously on the sidelines for quite some time. Are you wanting him to come back in the stadium?
One more time?
Stefan Pitts,
yeah,
to come back.
Like we want Stefan anytime he can, but he's still doing his YouTube crazy things. He's still freezing somewhere and eating amount of noodles, and I don't know what he's doing with Max Kuga. It's like crazy shit, but he loves it, and I just can say that if he wants, that we will be more than ready to welcome him, because he deserves it. Actually, he was I believe, like he was the biggest German star ever in MMA. He bring the titles in time when nobody knows what free fight is in those times, not MMA. It was a free time, ultimate fights, then finally MMA, and Christian was already on the map everywhere around the world, not just in Germany. So I believe he deserves it, and hopefully he will come and fight.
I'm thinking about the fight with Putz versus Vemola. Vemola obviously said that he's going to retire after Attila fight, but he's a hell of a legend. Do you think that the stadium could motivate him to stay a bit longer?
For Carlos, it's always the money. Like for many fighters, I not blame him. So yeah, can be. We just need to put €1 for everyone, and Carlos will show.
So it's gonna be in October. So is there any roof in case it would be raining?
You don't know the stadium? Yeah, there is a roof.
Okay.
That's why we can do it in October.
Okay. Thank you. Question for Robert. Robert, how did you feel now in comparison to last time facing Jungwirth?
How I feel like now?
In that fight, in comparison.
In the fight, I was feeling good, man. Especially like first 3 rounds. After that, it was difficult because he's like a cardio machine. Maybe I didn't expect so much takedowns from him, and he's not here. So I think that stand up, he don't like it today. But props to him, man. Good fight. But I was feeling good. I was in a fight till the end. And till the end, I was trying to find my shot, but it didn't go to my side today. So everything good is good.
How was it walking to the cage while everyone was booing?
Man, I enjoyed. I thought it will be like a little bit worse, but it was okay, man. I was like trying to gain the energy from that booing, you know. But he's like a home superstar, so everything like I expect, like Pavel Nerda said on the Instagram, he was like picking me up a little bit, asking me if I know what I should expect, and if I know what I'm going to. But it was good, man. Good for MMA, good for German MMA. And like I said, I gained some energy from it. I was like it's me against the world.
Thank you. Question for Mate. Mate, it was your first finish since 2019. Were you really hungry for the finish this time when you were also in the enemy territory?
Yeah, and this was my first submission. So yeah, I was really happy because I put a hell of a work in my ground game, and you know, like always, it was always just ground and pound. But you know, like if you just keep working, you can see like you're just getting sharper and sharper. So yeah, I'm really happy that you know, like all the work worked out today, and good to be here.
After this win, where do you put yourself in the title picture, in your opinion?
I don't know. Like, it's always a surprise from the guys who was making, you know, the 77 division. So I hope I'm getting a little bit near to the top after this, just because before the Tip Sport tournament, I think I had like four win streak, so it went quite good. Then the Tip Sport didn't started how I wanted, and now I feel like I started to come back.
Thank you. And my last question for Jeremy. You've told me before the fight night that you are going to talk the story of the top weight cut after the fight.
Yeah, I was in the hospital last week, and I could have easily pulled. I had an infection in my gut that kind of mimicked what an appendix feels like. So I was pretty banged up in the hospital last week, but I love being in Octagon. I love Andre, and I love this promotion. So I really wanted to come out here and give it my all.
Okay, question for Robert. For those who have a hard time with their mental health and maybe have a hard time opening up, you've been very open about your mental health. What would you say to people who are really struggling to open up about their mental health?
Man, it will be sound like cliche, but you need to go through it like by yourself. Like nobody will help you in your life when you can't help like yourself, you know. So just keep going. Like Octagon said, fighter is in every of us, but you need to find it.
Awesome. Question for Christian. A big win for you in front of your people. What was it like walking out to that crowd that everyone was standing and chanting your name, singing your song?
For me, this was an important win to actually come back in this home play. And yes, it was indeed a great feeling fighting at home. I'm proud of this, what we have managed to achieve here in Stuttgart, in my hometown, when I started with Age of Cage here in Stuttgart. It has been just a small concert hall with some hundreds of spectators, and now it's full house with some 12,000, 13,000, 14,000 spectators, which is a great step for the German MMA scene. And indeed thankful to be, well, the one in the top five.
Every Germany show that you guys do is so crazy. The crowd is amazing, and it's in front of 20,000 people, 15,000 people. And now you're giving that steroids, right? You're putting it in front of 55,000 people. Just how excited are you just for the crowd, let alone the fights?
It's like super excited. Of course, like we were waiting for this moment so long. Not just us, like all the scene and fighters and the whole team, Octagon team. And it's like a big mountain that we want to climb. It's a big challenge, and we like to do challenges. Like Andre said, like we're just those crazy ones that we like to do these things. And yeah, I would say it's hard to describe this excitement. It's big.
Yeah, it's like most likely you live only once, yeah. So you should try everything. So and that's like in our DNA. So that's why we're still pushing, still going, still giving all the money back to the organization and trying to be more happier with more people around us. So we are chasing the dreams.
Question just here. Jeffrey from Sun. Question for Pavel and Andre. It was touched on just there about how many great shows you've had in Germany over the past few years. The atmosphere was amazing tonight, but where would you rank it in terms of all-time Octagon shows?
In terms of all Germans or all?
Just in general in the history of Octagon, and I guess in German history as well.
I think like it's always perfect when it's sold out arenas, but in my eyes, like this crowd was like completely different because in Stuttgart, I don't know how many big events in MMA was here, but I believe like none, maybe under 2,000 or something like this. So most of the people was for the very first time on MMA tournament. And you feel it from the start that they was learning, in my eyes, I feel it like this, that they were learning how to be a fan of MMA. Maybe you guys feel it also, that from the start it was like not everyone was in the same wave. You know, somebody was clapping, the others was like, okay, now I should clap. But then it was still growing, and the end it was like the Christian tournament. Yeah, he sell unbelievable amount of tickets, and you can also hear the songs from football. Yeah. Which are from, like everyone knows the song, Ola Ola, we scored a goal. Yeah, it was not the MMA song, but the football fans was coming also, so it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and I'm more than happy when we convince, like let's say from these 12,500 people, maybe 10,000 new fans of MMA. So this is unbelievable, and this is like maybe even bigger than the 20,000 in Köln, because those fans was like crazy for everyone. Like Niklas Stolz has got a crazy walkout in Köln. Here it was a little bit less because they don't know him that much, because they were not so much MMA fans, but they appreciate him also. Like Alexander, he was asking the fans, like I think that you feel it, no? Once you start to walk out, it was not that much, and then Alexander was okay. Give me your laugh, and they started shouting on him, and they really give him the laugh. So it was a lot of fun.
And I don't know how sort of far in advance you match make and look at the card, but after the announcement of the stadium show in October, you guys expecting on Monday the phones to be ringing from the managers and for the fighters, all trying to get on that sort of historic card?
Yeah, I'm going to Dominican Republic, so my phone will be turned off, so I'm the happiest guy here now.
Do you think it does give fighters in the run-up to the show a good incentive to put on a great performance from now to the stadium to secure their spot on that card?
Yeah, like it's gonna be like in Czech Republic. It's for those fighters which are stick with us in good and bad times, and which are the best. So because it should to be something where everyone wants to be, and we believe in this. So Christian already asked for his biggest possible fight in Germany, and why not? Why not to do the King of Germany fight? Because this is definitely King of Germany fight between two Christians. So maybe it could be this.
Question, Naz from Sport Bible. Question for Ariane. There were many Albania flags in the crowd. Could you see that? And did that give you the energy to help you in the fight?
Yes, of course. When I see the Albanian flag, this is for me, this gives me energy. When I step in the cage, I see my Albanian crowd, I must win. I have no other way, only win.
There was a slight delay to your fight. Did that impact you at all?
What? I don't understand, brother. What you say?
Before your fight started, the doctor wasn't ready, wasn't cage side. Did that impact you at all?
I don't know. Ich verstehe nicht. Keine Ahnung.
Dass der Arzt nicht an der Ringecke war. Ob das aus dem Konzept gebracht
Ah. Yeah, little bit. We wait for the doctor, but yes, my opponent must wait too. You know what can I do? I must wait.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. But I don't understand this in English. Yeah.
MMA for Today, Christian Jungwirth. Zuerst Glückwunsch. Du hast diesmal erstaunlicherweise sehr viele Takedown-Versuche gehabt. Woran lag
Dotas na Christiana Jungwirth. Question for Christian Jungwirth. You tried to do your best today, but did your game plan change anyhow? When I found out today that I was about to fight 5 rounds, it really changed something, because we thought we were only doing 3 rounds. But then it turned out that we were in for 5. My manager and I and Octagon miscommunicated somehow. But after the weigh-in last night with Brian, I found out because he was doing an interview with Robert, and he was asking him about the 5 rounds. He was asking him about how that was going to be. And I was like, what do you mean 5 rounds? Are we fighting 5 rounds? But then I was like, I don't really care. It's fine. But I'm here to take on these challenges and to prevail, and I live for those. How did you defend your takedown attempts?
Kannst du mal beschreiben, wie es sozusagen aus deinem Blickwinkel war? Du bist reingelaufen, 15.000 Leute stehen auf.
Could you show us your perspective? You walked into the arena, there was 15,000 people. I just had to keep and focus. I did notice it a little bit, of course, but I was just focused on my goal and I was focused on winning the fight. I was focused on my game plan that was 1 day old,
Du hast eingangs erwähnt,
and I just made it happen.
auf 15.000 und dann demnächst eventuell 55.000.
You went from
Was bedeutet das für
5,000 to 15, now you want to go to 55,000 people in the audience. What does it mean for MMA in Germany? I'm proud of it. I'm proud to be a part of it. Proud to be a part of the MMA scene and Germany growing.
Du hast in
And I'm
der
happy.
ersten Runde via
Alexander
TKO,
Popek.
Finishen können. War das ein Gameplan gewesen? Und auf
You
was für ein Kimball hast du dich vorbereitet?
won in the first round
Ich wollte mehr
by
Stand
TKO.
eigentlich
Was that
kämpfen,
your
aber
game
der
plan?
Takedown hat sich angeboten, habe ich ihn genommen und
I
ich
wanted
denke, es war ein
to
Statement, den Mann
be
so zu
in
finishen,
stand-up
hat noch niemand
mostly, but I
bisher
had a
gemacht.
shot at a takedown, so
Und
I
ja,
took it.
Frankfurt ist eine geile Geschichte.
Nobody
Wenn Pütz
finished my
zurückkommt,
opponent like this,
geben
like
wir
I
den
did
Titel,
today.
Gegen Pütz.
When Pitts is back,
Adrian,
let me know
du
and
hast
I'll fight
erneut,
him.
In der ersten Runde deinen Gegner finishen können. Ich glaube,
Arian.
sowas wie die zweite oder dritte Runde kennst du gar nicht. Was ist der Schlüssel dafür?
You finished your opponent in the first round by KO. What do you have to say about that?
Ich will einfach mein Ding machen. Ich bin natürlich.
I just went in there and I just did it.
Weil wenn du mit der Einstellung reingehst, du gewinnst
Of course,
in der ersten
I knew
Runde,
I
dann
was
gehst du mal
in
doch
for 3
länger.
rounds,
Das ist dann
if
überrascht
necessary.
es dich. Deswegen, ich geh mal
But if
rein und
you
denk,
give
okay, das wird eine Schlacht.
give the first round your all and then the fight goes on for 3 rounds, then it could backfire. But today it did work out and it was pretty
Was hast du
quick.
vor, außer jetzt die Hälfte an Ringlev abzugeben?
You got the bonus.
Gucken wir. Keine Ahnung.
What are you gonna do with it except for giving away half
Lisa
of it?
Stolze,
Oh, we'll see.
Du hast,
Nicholas
bin ich der
Stolz.
Meinung, du bist gut in den Kampf gekommen. Dann
You did a great job tonight.
Wahrscheinlich nicht vorgestellt hattest. Was da genau passiert?
You had a great start. But then the end was kind of not good enough. What happened?
Keine Ahnung.
There's no explanation. I don't know. I felt good
Wenn wir
about
ein
it.
bisschen YouTube machen, wird man sehen, dass ich eigentlich alles gemacht habe, was in meiner Macht steht. Zumindest was in meiner Macht steht. Die Möglichkeiten, die ich habe. Ich habe
I'll
nicht so
just
viele
watch the
Möglichkeiten wie
YouTube
andere. Ich komme aus dem Osten.
video of the fight and I'll see what I did
Stört einige.
wrong.
Stört doch einige, wenn ich zum
I'm
Beispiel mit
from
Besonderes
East
eingreifen
Germany.
würde. Es würde einige richtige stören. Es ist schwer, es ist eine bittere
Scheiß
Pille.
auf die alle.
Ja, natürlich, Christian.
Weißt du, was ich meine?
Ich kann dir sagen, ich scheiß auf die
And
eine
your
Riesenwurst.
words said,
Aber
fuck
es ist halt ein
everybody.
Problem, weil mir Steine in den Weg gelegt werden. Mir Sponsoren kosten.
But
Gelder
it's
kosten.
not easy.
Einfach nur, weil Leute
When
irgendwie
there
was
are
zusammendichten.
so many
Weil
obstacles
der
in
Osten,
your
oh,
way,
der Osten ist ja so schlimm.
everything's
Weißt du, oh, meine
expensive,
Trainingspartner von früher,
everybody's
die waren ja so
saying
schlimm.
East Germany is
Im
bad.
Endeffekt, heute habe ich mich gut
Even my
gefühlt. Ich habe einen
sparring
guten Weightcut
partners,
gemacht.
some of
Ich habe
them were
alles
of that
gemacht, was in
mindset.
meiner Macht steht. Ich habe den
It's hard.
Boden getroffen, ich habe ihn
I
geswiped. Ich habe
felt
unbedingt
well,
Jiu-Jitsu an Mann bringen wollen.
but
Vielleicht war
I
das
did
einfach der Fehler.
gave it my all. It didn't work out. I wanted to
Aber
use my background in jiu-jitsu, but maybe that was a mistake. But what happened happened.
Frage an Mate Kertisch. Wie? I said in
Question
English.
for Mate Kertisch.
How tight was this Kimura?
Oh, honestly, I was afraid that he will take my back from the Kimura, so I felt like, so it was in half guard, so he couldn't finish it, but I was afraid that he will go for my back, then he changed it to the arm bar, and it was a little bit more better position for me to give pressure. But yeah, like you know, like I told Stolze in my 20 plus fights, he was the most technical jiu-jitsu guys that I rolled with, and it was really good. You know, like he got the Kimura, I wanted to counter it with the arm triangle, but he was really fast and he put the arm behind my back. yeah, but you know, like after I was just kept rolling and scramble with him, and I find the hole.
You fought 2 times against Jungwirth, against Scholze. Do you like to fight in Germany against German guys?
Yeah, you know, like because of the football fans, I think here I always feel the
My
pressure.
friend, maybe the third time.
Yeah, so I always feel the pressure, you know, when I walk out. I feel the love from the German people, but you know, like it's just a sport, so it just gives me a little bit extra energy to show myself.
Question for the promoter. You promoted 55 events, Octagon events. We saw walk-ins like Buchinger in Bratislava, Vemola, Kozma in Czech Republic. But was this the craziest walk-in you ever see?
Definitely can be top 3 for sure. Like you always have got a special emotion for kind of these walkouts, so it's always on the person you are asking, but definitely like top 3, top 5 for sure. Even the English boys which were here and they will be next month in Birmingham, they were like, fuck, this was crazy, you know, that people were screaming the song and Christian in the middle of them. A lot of Czech people already know this song, so I think that he's doing a good job for the band. They can play now the concert in Czech Republic also, so he has to give some money from them.
Thank you. Frage auch an Christian Jungwirth. Klar, du hast gesagt, voller Fokus, interessiert das rundherum nicht. Aber wenn du ehrlich bist, wie groß war dieser Druck wirklich für dich? Man hat draußen gesehen, die Leute haben
being honest, how much under pressure did you feel being here, fighting in Stuttgart, and with the people screaming your name in the arena? What was it to fight in your home ground? It just goes with the sport. Only those who can take that pressure can prevail. I saw it in a positive light, and I was really excited to go into it. That break in between fights also did well for me. I was full of energy, I had a good training camp. My wake up was also good, and I was so excited to be back in the cage after half a year of not being in the cage.
Frage an Niklas Stolze. Du hattest
Question for Niklas
gesagt, du hast eigentlich große Träume bei Octagon,
You said,
Titel angreifen. Jetzt ist das Ganze ein bisschen erstmal gestoppt worden.
you said that you wanted to take a title fight in Octagon. Now you've been kind of stopped in your tracks a little bit. But can you tell us what you're thinking right now, what feelings you're feeling? I'm of course disappointed, hugely. I'm so disappointed. But it'll be good. It'll get better. I've managed to climb my way up from tough situations, so I believe that I can do it again.
Wirklich, wie die das auch durchziehen hier in Deutschland und auch ihre Flagge nach vorne tragen, weißt du? Das finde ich schon geil. Und deswegen werde ich auch einfach weitermachen, aber jetzt brauche ich auf jeden Fall auch mal eine Pause. Ich habe mir meine
I just need to be the face to represent Germany. There needs to be representation. I need to carry the flag on. I'm looking forward to having some rest now. I'm focusing now on actually building my house.
Das heißt, wird Zeit, ein Baby zu machen.
Up until now, I was only focused on MMA, so now it's time to turn my focus to something a little bit different for a little bit, perhaps having a kid too. So a couple days of a break and then we'll see.
Light heavyweight, do you think is the light heavyweight the right weight class for you, or you go to heavyweight back?
Well, I don't do this full time, so I'm not a full-time fighter. So I really don't know. I have to play with it. I hope to walk around lighter because I do feel like I can give 205 a run, but I'm not going to sit here and murder myself to make the weight either. So.
Thank you. Eine Frage noch an Alex Popek. Du hast Stefan Pütz angesprochen. Bei ihm steht aber noch nicht genau.
One more question. You mentioned Stefan Pütz, and there's one or more name you could have a fight against. Now, well, Pütz or another one. If Pütz does not return, what would you like? Whom would you like? Well, Frankfurt is a great story. 55,000 spectators on this fight would be a statement. I hope to have a title fight next, and I pretty much value him. Pütz is a great fighter. Now he's gotten older. I'm still young. Many fighting years ahead of me, but maybe there'll be another event in Munich. This would be great as well. So let's see.
Michael Bauer, NTV.
Michael Bauer, NTV.
OKTAGON come back to Munich.
Yeah, I can say. Yeah, we're gonna be this year in the very new arena in December. So Alexandre will be there, I believe, because you have to be there in Munich. And what is with you? You are not from Munich, but you can be everywhere. So if you want to be there, we can talk about it. But Alexandre is obvious choice, and it's gonna be a new arena for 13,000 people, I believe. SAP arena. They just built it, and yeah, new ice hockey stadium, and there will be only ice hockey and basketball until we will be there. So we will be something different for this new arena, and that's what we like. And we hope for Munich it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm just announcing it now.
And I got a few questions about the event coming up in Frankfurt, the stadium. You've been there to watch the NFL game, the NFL Europe game. What were your impressions? Did you come certain at that moment that other sports do work in that stadium? And what makes you so sure you can sell out 55,000, which is a huge number even for a soccer or football game? And will there be an extended card for this special event, or does it? Do you stick to the popular fighters? What are your plans, or are there already plans?
There are some plans, we will announce it definitely, and we are humble, like we definitely don't saying that this is the number which will gain, yeah, but you have to dream big, and like the claim saying, like bigger than ever. So we hope for 55,000, but if it's not gonna be 55, it's gonna be 30 plus, 40 plus, it's still gonna be crazy for us. So we are just still trying, keep going, keep working, and yeah, so we want to be humble about it, and I was thinking about one more thing, but I forget it. What? Yeah, also you're asking about other sports, what they are doing there and how it impact us. So we've been there on NFL, and the price ticketing, it really impacted me a lot. It was a lot of money for it was inspirational. But this price was crazy. But I believe like 4 million friends from Germany was inside Ticketmaster, and only 55 tickets was sold, 55,000. So then I realized the price is good. So if 4 million people will be on Ticketmaster or Event Team waiting for our show, then it's gonna be a lot of fun.
But it will no extended card in that way.
That's, I don't know yet. We don't know yet. We will see. We got some plans, but yeah, not ready to say it yet.
Thank you. Dann habe ich noch eine Frage an Arjan. Arjan, wenn du jetzt hörst,
now, one more question to Arjan. Now, hearing that there will be a stadium event with such a large number of spectators, would you like to remain active? You mentioned 2 names, possible further opponents like an MMA Germany event or another type of event, well, definitely I would like to fight in the stadium, so if you put me on the card, I'll be there. Sure, I can fight next week, sure. And I've won in the first round, and if there's another fight you prepare for me, sure. But you do not have any favorite opponents for the next fight? Well, no, I don't care a fuck about who will be my next opponent. And yes, there are other names in my weight class, but I believe that I deserve more promo than them, but it's still sports. I know Konrad and Hafene, but it's sports. I want to sweep away anybody in my weight class, especially here in Germany, because I want to be number one. Nevertheless, you still remain in lightweight division, right?
Yeah,
sure, I'm staying lightweight. One more question, Arian. Congrats for this win. It was superb. It makes you a really well-paid worker, given the time you've been working and fighting. But now, let's be honest, considering the way you pushed, it's always a risk. Now I'd like to ask, did your coach push you to do this, or were there other warnings like, don't push so hard? Finally it was good, actually you finished very early, but was this unanimous between you and your coach? My coach said, well, calm down and let's not go too fast, but my father's been in the stadium, and when I went to the cage and when I saw my father, it, well, energized me, and I just thought I'll rip his head off, this opponent, and, well, I have to make this a short thing. Well, fuck the coach's instructions, so let's do it like I'll do. I have one more question to the promoters. Are you considering returning to Stuttgart, and how difficult is it to organize the events, be it Stuttgart, Frankfurt, Newcastle, and to match this with the schedule for football or other sports?
Yeah, definitely the Stuttgart. We saw the great crowd, so it's from now on our map, like one of the cities that we would love to come back. There's no date like confirmed or something, but after tonight, that makes sense, of course, and also because of Christian, right? And for us, it's like we have an experienced team. We are learning after tournament. We are better and better, I would say, organizing events in 4 countries, basically. Sometimes it's just 2 weeks gap. And you need to make, like in November we did in Manchester Arena, and just 2 weeks later it was Cologne. So it's a crazy journey, but we like it. It's exciting. Then you are standing there in the moments like when Christian was entering the arena, and it's not just for us, it's for the whole team. This is the biggest reward, all the sweat and the crazy time. It's worth of that moment.
One more question to the promoters. The Frankfurt Stadium is already scheduled, but what about other stadiums in Germany? Let's say as an alternative.
No. First of all, Frankfurt is a city where we feel like at home. And also the reason is the roof, the opening and closing roof. It's a big factor actually for decision, because it's super risky to do it on the open stadium without this option. So not much, but we have something in our pocket, which is called stadium in Germany as well, but that's for future.
Frage an Christian Jungwirth. Chris,
question to Christian Jungwirth. You've been a football player and you wanted to be in the VfB Stuttgart A team, and now you walked into the hall as the headliner. How was it like? Well, definitely. As a boy or teenie, I dreamed of playing in the football stadiums. Now I switched jobs, kind of. I've been a goalie. I just switched gloves, so to say. And yes, it's like whole play, and I'm proud of having achieved this.
Ich habe noch zwei Fragen. Die erste an Alexander Popek.
Two more questions. First to Alexander Popek. You fought against Pavel Langer and you were disappointed. Of course, nevertheless, I'd like to ask, what do you do after such a tough fight? Not just physically, but also mentally. What about the preparation? Well, the fire's back, the spark has enlightened the fire, and I changed many things after the latest fight. I changed the management, the gym, and my gym's now larger, there are new guys there, and the motivation just came back, and the will, the aggression, the will to win was something I hadn't had when I was fighting against Pavel Langer. But now it's back, definitely. Last question to Arian Topalay. Arian, the second fight in the octagon, second win, and, well, submission, KO, TKO, it was Tornado-like. Would you like, or is it kind of planned for you to be fighting in the Czech Republic, Slovakia, Great Britain? It would be interesting, but nevertheless they are making such great events and fights here in Germany. Why going somewhere else? Well, definitely I might be fighting somewhere else. Nevertheless, the events in Germany are great. I'm from Germany, so it's easier to fight in front of a German audience. It would be the greatest thing imaginable to be fighting in Germany again, but I'll be fighting elsewhere as well. Now, your gym is renowned, one of the most renowned in South Germany. Do you believe that there might be another fighter from your gym in the octagon? For example, Robin Mosna is a young talent, some 21, 22 years old, and in the 66 class he'll, well, be able to win against anybody. If you give him a contract, it would be something, so consider it.
Okay, so last three questions, if you got still something. There are not. So thank you guys. It was more than pleasure to see you again here in Germany. Congratulations to all the winners and also for the guys who didn't get that luck, but they definitely perform. Thank you for all the viewers here in Schleier Arena. Yeah, Schleier Arena. Schleier Halle, sorry. It's the same. No? No, Schleierhalle, not the same, okay. You're still teaching. And thank you to all the fans which were watching on OKTAGON.tv on pay-per-view and will be watching it on TV. So see you next time in Germany. Will be in Festhalle. And next month it's Birmingham again in Great Britain. So it's going to be great if we will see you there also. And last thing, the registration for Eintracht already start, so if you are watching and you want to go there, be sure that you will be one of the guys who will fill the formula. Thank you very much.
The path he has walked through life has not been easy. From living with cystic fibrosis to overcoming cancer. His return and rise in MMA has already made him a champion of the people. The inspirational Aaron Abbey will once again look to become Octagon champion. He will have to face one of the best flyweights on the planet, a former Cage Warriors champion and a man who's already defeated Abbey in the cage. Samurai Greasy, who will leave Birmingham with Octagon gold. This is a fight that sees North versus South, Liverpool versus London, and this is for all the bragging rights. Shining star Shamrock is back.
I'm coming for everyone.
Versus the Ghost, Stefano Catacoli. Highly anticipated quarter-finals of the €1 million Tipsport Game Changer tournament.
And after I knocked you out in round one, I bounced a Jaffa cake off your coach's head. How about that?
The UK representative Akon won this, takes on Swedish #1 Siraj. Irish Warrior Will Flurry against the dangerous #5 ranked DD Sport.
This moment electric.
The king of trash talk, Dennis the Menace Frimpong. The UK's biggest MMA prospect and the Octagon Challenge champion. And also featuring local talent from Birmingham's renowned Renegade Gym, Amari Deirdrick and Liam Etabar. April 20th, Octagon 56 in the Resorts World Arena in Birmingham. Get your tickets now at theticketfactory.com.